If you don't have a crazy old uncle who says crazy stuff all the time, he's there. This is Pat Robertson's for you, right? He's like that for everybody. So he's talking about, well, let's just play the videotape. It's self-explanatory.
The left wants a dictatorship where only their views are permitted. They don't want freedom. They don't want people to express their views. They don't want that. They want a dictatorship where they control, which of course is what you had in communism. The small group ran the government for their ends and for the ends of their friends. And that's what the gays want. They want everything now in their favor. They say we've, quote, been discriminated too long. But I tell you who's got the last word in this. God Almighty's got the last, he's got the final vote.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know who's got the final word? The invisible man in the sky. That's who's got the final. He's going to vote. He doesn't actually, he votes absentee.
Yeah.
So
that's not among the craziest things he's ever said, but it's still kind of objectionable.
Well, it's that thing of we just turn the world upside down on its head, and so black is white and white is black. What lefties want right now are dictatorships. Mm-hmm. You know how all the history of leftist dictatorships of the world, you know, Pol Pot and Mussolini, Hitler, they're all leftist. So, you know, Occupy Wall Street is the most raw form
hippies, all of them.
Almost, yes, the most raw form of leftyism in most recent history, and that could not have been less of a dictatorship. There was, in fact, the problem was there was no leader. That's what people said. The criticism of Occupy Wall Street was they don't have any leadership, that they're a pure democracy, which is why not enough stuff is getting done, right? Isn't that? Yeah. And so he just turned it upside down. It's that new thing they're doing too. On Facebook, there's these pages about, these right-wing pages about how, and they'll go, hey, it's the Democrats who are really racist. They're the ones who are the racists because Abraham Lincoln freed the slave. So it's just they take it and they turn it and they ignore that whole part of history when all the racists went to the Republican Party after LBJ passed civil rights. So they just, and then it's this, again, this parallel universe, right? This is what this is. He's making up because he would like it to be that way. Yeah. It isn't that way. That makes him uncomfortable, so we'll just invent an alternate reality. And that woman doesn't challenge him on that. Well, a woman would never challenge Pat Robertson.
No, he'd probably slap her on air. But
because that's what the Bible
how
says.
uncomfortable must she be? She seems like kind of a nice person, maybe a little bit reasonable. She has to sit next to that guy. And you made the analogy to him being like the crazy uncle. I think he's kind of like, I have kind of one of my grandfathers is kind of an old school racist actually. And I remember as a kid at like family dinners, he would start drinking and he'd start saying crazy things. And eventually we'd try to get him out of the room. But the problem is that he's paying for dinner in this analogy. Like that's his studio. You can't make him leave. He's going to die in a couple years, I would have to imagine. But until then, he gets to say whatever crazy stuff he wants. And the most offensive part, I don't think it's the leftist stuff. It's what the gays want. They want everything in their favor. Everything, like being able to marry each other if they're in love. Everything.
The gays want everything in their favor. Yeah, except they want one thing. Stop discriminating against them. Don't discriminate against them. That's all they want. They want everything in their favor, as if it's some kind of a contest. What is it, a shuffleboard contest? And they're like rigging they just want you to don't discriminate. That's all.
Yeah, it's like if you go up to a kid and you just start punching him, he asks you to stop, like, you want everything.
Now he wants everything.
Now I have to stop hitting you.
First he says, stop hitting me with the right fist. Now he wants me to stop with the left fist. No knees anymore.